As you can probably tell, it's morning. I just woke up. I am really tired. Not for any particular reason. It's not like I was very busy last night, you know, on the account of the fact that I'm in lockdown and I can't even do anything. I think because there's nothing to do every day. I'm finding it really hard to go to bed because there's no reason for me to be up early. So I'm pretty tired, and for no real good reason, just other than the fact that I'm not sleeping. But today, there's too much peanut butter. Today though, I have a couple things I need to do. One, I downloaded Musician, which is the app that I mentioned which teaches you how to play guitar. So I'm gonna do an hour of guitar today, and I'm hopefully gonna do that every day. I also need to do an hour of Duolingo so I can focus on my Spanish. But I thought one interesting thing that I could do is go through and sort some of my old things that I collected from my mum's house before the lockup. Basically, when my mum moved out of our family home and into her new house, me, my brother, and my sister had to kind of consolidate all of our possessions down into boxes so that they could go into storage, because we'd been using the old family house to hold everything. So I thought it might be interesting to go through that box now and have a look at what 10-year-old Jordan valued the most. What at 10 years old did I think I should hold on to and keep and save? As far as I remember, I was pretty big on blowing things up, so there's probably some gunpowder and some firecrackers in there. Who knows? Could be interesting. Could also be really depressing. But there's only one way to find out, and I like those odds. Also, I wanted to do an update on the world and where we are with the coronavirus, but every time I make one of these, by the time it comes to editing, the number has changed. Oof, that's a horrible truth. So I'm just gonna do this. Currently, the number of cases in the world is this. The number of deaths as a result of COVID-19 is this. The number of recovered cases so far is this. And the country that has the most cases and the most deaths is this. And I'm pretty sure I can guess what this is gonna be. Probably the USA. As far as I know, the USA has surpassed the number of cases and number of deaths of any country, including Italy and Spain. So that's a thing that we're dealing with. Also, at the moment, as of yesterday, Trump has started doing his press conferences, but before question time, he's now running a propaganda video that him and his team have made as a way of discrediting any media that isn't Fox News, which is important to note because it is very irresponsible and really dangerous. And I hope that in years to come, when people look back on this video, they know about this, because it is such a damaging thing to do in our world, to attack the media, the free media that way, and to constantly berate them at every press conference. And so far, throughout this entire ordeal, Trump has continuously promoted himself as much as he can during the time when he's meant to be giving information to his people about the dangers of coronavirus and its advancements in the society. So that's important to note because it's such a horrible, horrible thing. And he is not a nice man. But I'm also aware that that's my privilege to be able to point out, because I live in a place like New Zealand where the government is incredibly transparent and everything is being told to us almost immediately. And despite what other countries may think about that, it has managed to actually avoid any panic. And I think that's part of why some countries withhold information from their people, is because they think it will send them into a frenzy or a panic. But actually, maybe it's just the New Zealand people, but here anyway, being totally transparent, being open, and being realistic with the people as fast as they can has meant that we actually haven't panicked, has meant that we've been incredibly calm throughout this entire ordeal comparatively to other countries. I just wanted to say that because as much as I'm messing around and having fun with all of these vlogs, I'm also aware that these words and everything that I'm doing is being recorded and it's going out into the world for anyone to see. It's becoming a part of history. I'm detailing a very small part of an incredibly significant point in history. And I don't want to do that without mentioning those things, because that's the reality of our time. Anyway, let's look in my box. Okay, alright, this is exciting and worrying. This is the box. This is what I managed to get from my mum's house before she moved out. So, let's have a look. What did I think was important? Immediately I see tape. I don't know why that's there. What is this? This is my old drawing book with a quote from Napoleon Bonaparte for some reason. I don't really know why. Look at this. As a kid, I was really obsessed with like fantasy books and fantasy stories. I read like the Silmarillion and Lord of the Rings. This is a whole book of different characters and weapons and clothing designs and languages that I came up with. There's a 2 meter tall bombie knocker made from thorns and sticks. There's an animal that correlates with this as well, but I'm not quite sure. Pair of guns that I drew. Didn't really invent those. Pretty sure guns were around before I was born. This is a character. Okay, so this is a character sleeve. Do I kind of look like this now? Is that a thing? You think I've grown into this character? This kind of, let's be honest. Does that kind of look like me? Like if I wasn't in lockdown and I had the ability to shave my beard, I feel like I became the character that I drew. So strange. Okay, what else do we have? Yes, classic. Army of skeleton soldiers, including a velociraptor with arrows in him. This is a wolfman soldier. Oh look, there's a hammerhead shark, but the head is actually a hammer. Who knew I was so conceptual? This is from a story that I wrote called The Canyon, and this is very clearly myself that I've drawn. Look, at the time when I was a kid, I had short hair on top and a very long plait. It wasn't quite a mullet, because the plait was... Okay, no, yeah, it was kind of a mallet. It was a really long mallet, but the party at the back went like all the way down to my legs. It was a very long plait. And this is how muscly I decided to draw myself. Fantastic. Also, who needs hands? I'm not drawing hands, they're too hard. Look at this, a certificate. Jordan, great work using the Thinker's keys. Okay, let me explain the Thinker's keys. Basically, when I was in primary school, my school identified that I was a outsider thinker. That's what they called it. So myself and 5 other students were taken to a new class where we did thinking exercises to unlock parts of our brain. That sounds like some kind of government test facility for children, but it really wasn't. And I think it was purely that myself and these other students weren't able to tackle problems the same way everyone else was. It's not like we had Asperger's or anything, we just thought differently. And in all honesty, that initiative was fantastic. It helped me a lot because I wasn't tackling problem solving the same way other students were. I was coming to the same conclusion, and sometimes I was getting there even faster, but I was never able to explain how I solved problems. So I was introduced to the Thinker's keys, which helped me teach myself how to learn. That sounds really silly, but it is actually so valuable, and I wish they would do that with all students and not just like 6 of us. But you know what, it worked pretty well. Myself and those students now are still friends, and we all ended up in artistic avenues and fairly successfully as well. So thank you, Paramatsu School, for giving me the Thinker's keys. Characters, you know, so many. Oh, look at these are languages that I came up with. What I did is I took the English alphabet, I replaced every letter with a new symbol, and then I gave that symbol a sound. So then you would just write your name, you would change the lettering, and then you would go through and find the sound that it correlated with. Look, here's my name. My name is Shonazketh. Shonazketh. That's kind of clever, okay? Props, 11-year-old Jordan. Well done. Oh, look. There's a whole file on forms of transport. This is a giant sloth being ridden. Seems like a good idea. Jesus. Is that Adolf Hitler? This is a picture of Adolf Hitler and a race car or a tank. Is it a tank with a gun on it? Why did I draw Hitler? What the? Power corrupt. Yep, okay, good, Jordan. Evil villains is lemons. I'm pretty sure that's from SpongeBob. What's wrong with me? Look, I even drew the Nazi symbol? Jesus Christ, Jordan. I must have watched a movie and then just thought I'd draw him. Oh, this one's depressing. These are alphabet keys, which are very simple. What happens is you get the alphabet and you just have to finish the word. What did I put for A? Ass. I put ass. Couldn't think of a word that started with E. Car. Oh my God, that is it. I literally put car with a K. Oh, Jordan. All right, what else do we have in here? Yes. The Lord of the Rings Two Towers board game. I bought this with my pocket money from mowing lawns for an entire summer, and none of my friends wanted to play this with me. But I will play this. This is being added to the to-do list. School uniform with all of the signatures on it.
Look at this. Okay, if you're watching this, did you draw this? I feel like everyone in the world drew this and has no idea what that means. If you're watching this and you know what this means, please message me, leave a comment, tell me what this means. Ich hab dich liebe. I have dick love. That's what I'm getting from this. That's all I'm getting. I see more Lord of the Rings. Ooh, it's my Witch King. Oh, yes. I am going to restore this somehow. What are you? Bilbo? What the? Oh, look at that. It's a little Bilbo guy. There's a lot of cat fur in this. What did I do? Oh my god. No. It's a Creed CD. Bullets, Freedom Fighter. Is this My Sacrifice? Yes, look, number 6. I'm 6 feet from the edge and I'm thinking maybe 6 feet ain't so far down. At the time, I didn't know it was Christian music, so it just seemed like hardcore rock to me. Oh look, here's the beginning of my modeling career. Kids talk about separation. We had a photographer come to our school specifically to look for Polynesian students to take photos of for the cover of a DVD designed to help kids with separation. How depressing is that? Off work, Laughing Samoans. You know what? If you don't own this, you should own this. This is amazing. It is the bare bones of comedy and acting. Just 2 guys on a stage, minimal props, no set, just black background and a chair. That's all it is. And it is hilarious if you are native of any country. If you are Native Canadian, Native American, Native Australian, if you are Pacific Island Māori, this is incredibly relatable. I highly recommend you watch this. There's this. Oh, look at that. That's my mum and dad. Also notice both afros and how cool is my dad's aviators. Not very. No, look at that. Also, look how much eyeliner my mum has on. Calm down, mum, you big emo. Yo, this is the best comic book. Wolverine versus Hulk. This is prime stuff. I don't know if this is worth anything. Probably not. What is that, June 1997. Okay, this is probably not worth anything right now, but in 50 years. There's so many ads in these books for like high processed, high fat, saturated, filled with sugar food. Like, it is so inappropriate. Yeah, look at this Wolverine. Look at the original costume. So cool. Look how vibrant these colors are. Look at this art. I'm never gonna get rid of this. I am never gonna sell this comic book. This is the best. Boom, look at that. If you don't appreciate how amazing this is, then you don't have taste. And if you don't have taste, you probably have coronavirus. Because incidentally, fun fact, that's like the first sign that you might have COVID-19 is that you have no taste. So if you don't like that picture and you don't like Lord of the Rings, you probably have COVID, just saying. Whoa, this guy I saved up for. There's some light. This cost me a lot, as a kid anyway. I remember my dad was never great at buying me Christmas presents, so I remember what he did for Christmas is he gave me $80. He gave me $80. And in the same week, I won $60 at the races. Because what I used to do is go to the TAB with my grandfather and he would let me place bets, but then he would go to the counter and make them, obviously, because it's illegal for me to place bets. And I had made $60 that week on the dog racing. So I put that 60 with my father's 80 and I spent it on this tree beard. And as I remember, my father was not happy that this is what I bought, but I was. This thing is a beast. Does it still make its sound? Please tell me you still make a sound. Where's the button? Is it that?
I am not free. I am an empty
This is the best ever. I think this is actually from high school. But, oh, this is me and like my first ever, second ever girlfriend, I think. Second? Yeah, second girlfriend. This is Anita. We're still good friends. This is a unicorn I obviously took a photo of and didn't cut out of a magazine. This is a photo of me and my friends. We used to run a youth group in our neighborhood. It wasn't like a religious kind of thing. We just noticed all these kids used to just beat each other up in the streets after school, so we would go play with them and help them with their homework instead. Look, this is what I look like with no beard, or stress, or job, or like anxiety. I think this is my photography book. Cool. That is an original selfie. This is a selfie before selfies. Thank you. This is me. Look at that smolder. This is behind my school. Also important to notice, non-regulation shoes, non-regulation pants, non-regulation jewelry, non-regulation shirt, non-regulation headphones. The only part of my school uniform that I'm wearing is this jersey. And it's not even the correct jersey. This is the girls' uniform jersey, not the boys' uniform jersey. So I am wearing 0% of my school uniform. And I pretty much never wore it properly after the first day of school. And here is photographic proof that I'm a pest. Ooh, I think I found my grade. Or one of them. Great work on your final enlargements. Your journal seems to be missing quite a few notes, and you haven't done much of your homework. Classic, fantastic. Please ensure you keep your journal up to date. But I still passed everything. Boom, classic Jordan, still passes things, doesn't pass them in the correct way. That's probably the biggest takeaway from emptying this box, is that throughout my life, I do get things done, but I do them in my own way. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Maybe I'll come back to this video in 10 years and we'll find out. These are my old films. And I'm thinking, I saw on Instagram that there's an app you can use to get these photos made into digitals. So I am gonna do that today, and if it works, I'll show you guys. But if it doesn't work, then hey, you know what? Thanks for sticking around. It's day 22, and you know what? People are doing well, and I'm proud of everyone for doing as well as they're doing and sticking together and working as a community through this, because that's what this needs. This needs community for it to work. So thanks for sticking in there. And thanks for watching my daily updates of me trying to not die of boredom. It means a lot. Anyway, day 22, if I can get these films turned into digitals, I'll put a slideshow after this. If not, I'll just say buenas noches, and I'll start my Spanish lesson now. Ciao.